Hello, and thank you for watching Next Generation Trust Services Application Setup video. These are the documents required in order to establish an account with Next Generation Trust Services. I'm going to be walking you through these forms, and we'll get started right away with the general application. The general application is a 3-page document, and we're going to get started on page 1. Obviously, you'll need your name and your residential address, including city, state, and zip. If you have a separate mailing address, you would list that below. To the right of those lines, you will select Mr., Mrs., Miss, or Doctor. And below that, we'll need your marital status. The county and occupation you currently hold is required. And if we scroll down a little bit, we'll need your date of birth as well as your social security number. We'll need the phone contacts as well as the fax contacts, if you have that, as well as an email address where we can reach you. To the right of that, if you'd like to review your statements online on our website, you would check yes here. If you're not interested in that, you would check no. In the event that there are changes to your account, would you like to receive email notifications? You can check yes or you can check no. And the section below that, we want to know how you heard about us. Whether it's our website or it was an event that we attended, if you were referred by an individual, you would mark that in this section here, as well as any promotional code that you have in order to set up the account, you would mark that there as well. Next, it's time to choose the type of account that you are looking to open. Again, the types of accounts we offer: the traditional IRA, the Roth IRA, the self-employed plan IRA, the simple IRA. If it's a beneficiary IRA, we would need to know that at the time you're establishing your account, as well as the health savings account and the covered on. On the second page of the application, we need to know how you are funding your account initially. You can make your annual contribution. You can transfer from a current IRA into your IRA account here. Again, it's not something that we need the entire amount moved over. You can move a partial amount over to your Next Generation Trust account. We'll need to also know if it's a rollover. We'll need to know whether it's an indirect rollover or a direct rollover. Also on the second page, you need to indicate your beneficiaries. First, you would put your name in this blank line at the top of the paragraph, and list any beneficiaries as well as contingent beneficiaries with their social security number and information below. Please make sure to mark the share or percentage that each beneficiary is going to receive. And if it's a primary beneficiary, obviously you'll check the primary box, and the contingents, you can mark contingent. You can check that box. We will need your signature and the date listed right here. If your beneficiary is not your spouse, you will need spousal consent. You will need to have their name listed here and their signature and the date listed below that. The third page of the application is your appointment of custodian, investment discretion, direction, and important disclosure. Please read all of the information and then mark this gray box, this line in this gray box. You will initial there, as well as provide your account signature and the date. That's the general application. The next document we're going to be going over is the client release form. On the client release form, you would need to date the first line given and print your name on this second line directly underneath it. This form says that Next Generation did not give you any investment advice and that it is an investment and there is the opportunity to go wrong, and we did not provide any advice or assistance in that. This form would need to be notarized, but we would need your signature listed right here. We will provide the account number for you, and again, this form needs to be notarized and sent into the office. The next document we'll pull up is the fee schedule. Here you would mark what type of fees you would be having at Next Generation Trust. There are two options for annual fees. The first is option 1, which is based on your number of investments. That's a flat fee of $325 per asset or liability per year. So if you own one property with your retirement plan, it is $325 per year for that property. Option 2 is a laddered scale with a minimum record-keeping fee of $150. This is charged monthly, and these are for lower value accounts or accounts where you're looking to hold multiple assets. If you have any questions on the laddered scale and how it works, you can contact the office and we can tailor the numbers to what you're working with. Listed also on this form is any sort of transaction or any sort of fee you would ever see at Next Generation Trust. It's all listed right there. And with billing options, we can send you an invoice for your administration fees, or you can charge it to a credit card. And you'll see that it says if you want to charge to your credit card, obviously you'll need to attach the credit card authorization form. If you're looking to charge it to a credit card, I'm going to go over the credit card authorization form next. You would need to have your name printed here, as well as the signature and the date. The credit card authorization form is also needed if you're looking to have all of your fees paid by a credit card. You would put your personal name in here. And if your cardholder name is different, you would place that in there, as well as your billing address. We would place the account number in there once you have that established. And the card type, expiration date, card identification number, what you want this card to pay for. It could be for annual fees only, transaction fees only. You could take all the fees out of the credit card, or it could be a one-time charge. You need your signature and the date. The only other documents necessary in order to establish an account are a copy of your photo ID, and if you choose not to have a credit card authorization form, it would be a check. And depending on what option of the fee schedule you chose, it would either be a check for $375, which is the $50 account setup fee and the first year's annual cost, or a check for $200 if you chose fee option 2, which would be a $50 account setup fee, and the annual cost for option 2 would be $150. If you have any questions or need any assistance with these documents, you can give us a call at 973-533-1880 or email info@nextgenerationtrust.com. nextgenerationtrust.com. Thank you for watching the video, and if you have any questions, please reach out. Again, it's 973-533-1880. Thank you so much.